welcome to Tome of Uselessness. This is a very special episode that Dan doesn't want to do.
But I'm here.
But he's here. I'm Devon.
Yeah.
You're Dan.
Yes.
And I really, I'm so excited because I would really like to tell you about some YouTube drama.
Yeah.
That you are not interested at all.
My least favorite thing.
But I would love to describe these people to you because I think your reaction is going to be hilarious.
Mild disgust.
Okay, so Dan.
Yes.
How much do you know about the beauty community on YouTube?
Not very much, but I know it's pretty large and that a lot of people get products to do videos and that there's a lot of YouTube videos of women doing, and men, and non-binary people doing makeup of every style possible, essentially.
All right.
Especially, drag stuff is very popular as well. And that's kind of what I imagine it is.
Okay, so how much drama do you think could be drummed up from people putting makeup on their face?
It's too much drama, basically.
Yes!
I assume companies involved, products involved, techniques involved, brushing. There's got to be scandals upon scandals. I assume there's probably scandals related to the actual manufacturers of the companies and the products, from animal products to, techniques and exploitation of who knows where workers and everywhere, that there would be so much drama.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And there's stuff we could, there is so much drama in the beauty community that we could talk about. There's, Jaclyn Hill, for example, has her own company, and she released lipsticks that had little shards of metal and gold in them.
No.
But we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
There's, there's, how much beauty gurus get paid to do sponsored videos, and when they... Sometimes they...
Don't say if it's sponsored or not.
Disclose or not, right?
Yeah.
And all sorts of stuff like that.
Sure.
But we're going to push that to the side.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about a very specific situation that happened last year.
Oh, okay.
And re-happened in June.
Okay, because I was going to say, I assume we're talking about something recent.
Yes. It's September now, so I know it's been a couple months, but it took a couple months for everything to be laid out.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, here are key players.
Right.
And I'm going to describe them to you because I'm going to be under the assumption that you don't know who any of these people are.
Most likely true.
Okay. Have you heard of Jeffree Star?
No.
Okay. Jeffree Star got famous on MySpace. So he's been an internet celebrity for a while. He kind of has an androgynous look to him. As far as I know, he still identifies as male.
Right.
But and most people refer to him like he, him kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So he started on MySpace, transitioned to YouTube, and he has his own beauty company called Jeffree Star Cosmetics.
Makes sense.
And he makes a lot of money. I believe that on his... He's been quoted as saying as on one eyeshadow palette that he released, he made $20 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he does limited runs, they sell out, and then he does a re-release, and people really like him and are really into it.
Sure.
He has suffered some reputation highs and lows.
Okay.
But his reputation was made over.
Oh.
Around, I believe it was 2018.
Okay.
Because Shane Dawson, do you know who that is?
No.
Shane Dawson did a mini documentary on him, where he gave some backstory, he talked about his mom, and he made him a more human character because he is really, Jeffree Star is very over the top and can come across as a cartoon character almost sometimes. One of his catchphrases is "can't relate." So
sure, but that's kind of the persona.
That's his persona, right? Yeah.
Puts out there.
And he gets in fights a lot.
Oh, okay.
So he is player A. So
okay.
So player B, I guess, is Shane Dawson.
Oh.
He's been on YouTube since basically the start of YouTube. I think it was 2007, 2008 he started his channel.
Nice.
And he started off kind of doing sketches, like comedy sketches, which when you rewatch them now are terrible.
Sure.
They're kind of like, he did a lot of blackface.
Oh, really? Wow.
A lot of blackface. He did a lot of pedophile jokes. I would describe his humor as like, you know, like Scary Movie and
Sure.
American Pie and all those types of comedy?
Mm-hmm.
You know how sometimes, like, it's the shock value is the humor, but there's also a little bit of nuance where they're kind of commentating on a situation.
Sure.
It's like if you took that shock humor and cut out all of the nuance.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a white person doing blackface as a way to make fun of people who do blackface. It's just a white person doing blackface.
Right.
But he made over his career, like he transitioned from doing sketch comedy to doing weird food videos where he'd eat weird food.
Classic.
And then he kind of transitioned from that to doing long form documentaries where he releases like maybe a handful of videos a year.
Yeah.
But they're, 45 minutes to an hour and a half long.
Sure.
It's usually several videos in a series. He started by doing Graveyard Girl, a series about her, because she's a kind of a beauty guru who started losing subscribers and views, and so he went and talked to her and was like, why is this happening?
Right.
What are you doing differently? What do you enjoy? What do you not enjoy? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
He also did a series on Jeffree Star. He also did a series on Jake Paul.
Right.
You know who that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I know who that is.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yes.
His series on Jake Paul, on a side note, was so stupid. Because he framed it as, is Jake Paul a sociopath?
Right.
But they used a lot of scary music and B-roll, that made it look like a horror movie almost.
Right.
It was kind of dumb. Oh, he also covered TanaCon, because he's friends with Tana Mongoose.
I don't know who that is.
So Tana Mojo is do you remember the meme of my Uber driver tried to kidnap me?
No.
Okay. She started that because she's a storytime YouTuber who tells a story that's my Uber driver took a longer route to get to point B.
Right.
And then she turns it into my Uber driver tried to kidnap me.
Sure, okay.
VidCon is a convention that YouTube puts on so that they can have their creators meet their fans.
Yes, I remember when there was the controversy on that.
She didn't get invited. She
Right.
created TanaCon. People had to wait out in the sun.
Yeah.
It was poorly organized.
Yes.
And it was a bad idea. So that was one of the people that he did a documentary on.
Right.
Okay, putting those aside.
Yeah.
Do you know who James Charles is?
No.
James Charles is a very young beauty guru.
Okay.
I believe now he's 21, but when he started, he was 16.
Sure.
He was the first male cover girl because he was doing these really cool makeup looks, and CoverGirl was we want you to be the face of our campaign, and he was on the Ellen show, just like Rich Evans.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. And he was growing at a crazy rate, had tons of subscribers, was doing really well financially, probably one of the top YouTubers on the platform.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to put him aside. I'm going to just assume you don't know who Tati Westbrook is.
Nope.
Tati Westbrook is a beauty guru in her late 30s.
Okay.
She had a modest following. I feel like it was under 5 million. She was really good friends with James Charles and helped him on the business side of things and kind of mentored him and helped took a motherly role to him in the YouTube world to make sure he wasn't getting taken advantage of.
Sure.
She has a vitamin company called Halo Beauty for vitamins that help grow your hair and nails. And that's what you need to know going into Dramageddon.
Okay.
Okay, so James Charles was at Coachella, and something happened where he needed a VIP pass and he didn't have one. A different vitamin company Sugar Bear Hair was like, we'll give you a VIP pass. All you have to do is like a Sugar Bear Hair ad in your stories on Instagram, and we'll get you into VIP. So he did.
Okay.
Tati Westbrook was super upset that he did an ad with her competitor.
Right.
So she released a 45-minute video talking about him being a bad friend and also being a predator to straight men because he's gay. And talking about how he uses his money and power and influence to try to seduce straight men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And this was 2 years ago.
This was like last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no Coachella this year. Right?
Yeah. This is 2019.
2019. Okay.
Okay. So she got a bunch of subscribers from it.
Oh, really?
It's like she went from like 5 million to like 10 million.
Oh, wow.
And he lost a bunch of subscribers.
Sure.
I believe he lost over 1 million subscribers in one day, which is the record for YouTube. So, good job.
Yeah, fair enough.
So.
But was it all sort of like, this was just her thing? There was no like substantiated evidence?
Well, she said she had receipts.
Okay.
But she didn't show them in the video.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people took what she said at face value because she's in her late 30s.
Right.
And she's been pretty...
consistently, like, doesn't mess around.
Yeah, drama-free,
yeah.
basically. So, James immediately does a apology video that's like 15 minutes long where he is just kind of crying, and it doesn't make any sense. And it makes it worse for me.
Yeah, no, never do an apology video. I've learned anything from YouTube drama over like the last 10 years. Just don't do that. It's gonna be wrong and gonna suck.
So people start going after James on Twitter, calling him a pedophile, calling him a predator, all this stuff. And Jeffree Star jumps on Twitter and is like, I have receipts, I have a voice message, I have... You know, this is why the Dolan twins, who are also YouTubers, but they don't really matter in the story. Sure. This is why they stopped hanging out with him. So people, like famous people who had followed James all started unfollowing him because they don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
So, it was a shit show. Everybody dogpiled on him. There was like fake accounts being like, he hit on me and I'm a straight man and you tried to whatever.
Yeah.
But there was no, like, proof of anything, and everybody dogpiled on him. And then he released a 45-minute video where he was not crying.
Sure.
And he just went through, like, point by point in her video, and he's like, this isn't what happened. This is actually what happened. Here's the text messages. This is what I did with Sugar Bear Hair. I'm sorry that it hurt your feelings, but this was the situation.
Yeah.
And this is what they did.
It was just a business transaction.
Yeah. You know, the waiter that I hit on at your birthday party, here's text messages between me and him. He said he was bi. He came to my hotel. We made out. He didn't want to do anything else, so I let him go home. He's like... went through point by point.
See, that's a better reaction.
Much better reaction.
Yeah.
I think he was just stunned at what happened. He also, in Tati's video, she said, like, why didn't you call me to tell me about the Sugar Bear Hair? Why haven't you apologized? All this stuff. And he's like, actually, I did. Here's, like, records from my text trying to reach out to you, trying to reach out to your husband, trying to reach out to your manager, all this stuff, right? Just breaks it down.
There you go. Evidence and facts.
Evidence and facts. He regains back most of his followers.
Sure.
Jeffree Star releases a video. Also, before James did his video,
Yeah.
Shane was doing all this, like, support for Tati.
Right.
Jeffrey was doing all this support for Tati.
Yeah.
This is important later.
I assume it will be.
So, James gets back a bunch of his subscribers. Everything quiets down. Jeffree Star releases a video being like, I have all these receipts, but I'm not going to show you, and I'm not going to talk about this anymore. The end.
Okay.
Like, okay, Jeffrey, whatever you say. So a year goes by.
Sure.
And everybody goes back to kind of normal. Jeffrey and Shane in, like, October, November release another documentary series where Shane and Jeffrey did a collaboration to make a makeup palette called Conspiracy Theory or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was Conspiracy. It does really well. It does so well that it fucks up all the Shopify sites with people trying to buy it.
Oh, wow.
They make a shit ton of money. They don't release how much, but
yeah.
A
good figure.
A good figure. They sell out of everything in like an hour.
Nice.
So then they do a restock in 2020 of this palette.
Of this conspiracy-esque palette.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
They do a restock. After it sells out, Shane posts a Twitter thread
Sorry, yes, no, continue.
talking about how he's leaving the beauty community because it's too full of drama, how he hated everything that went down with Dramageddon, how I think something else happened to, like, kind of prompt him to release this, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh, somebody made a video saying that Shane and Jeffrey coerced Tati into making her video.
Yeah, that seems quite out there.
Right?
Yeah.
So he wrote this long Twitter thread about how, like, he had nothing to do with it, how he felt like James needed to be humbled, and that they achieved that with the video, but that, like, he doesn't want anything to do with it. He's going to leave the community.
Okay.
Okay. Then Tati...
Our good friend. Yeah.
Our good friend Tati.
Yeah.
releases a 45-minute video again.
Nice. Good long format.
Talking, and at the beginning she says, I wrote this down and my lawyers had to approve it. I can't give you any receipts because this is a lawsuit that's going on.
Oh.
But she says that Shane and Jeffrey made her make the video.
Okay.
She said that they convinced her that James Charles was a predator and that all of these videos were coming out of people talking about how he was a predator and that they needed her to...
like open the gate or be the first one. Or
yeah, they needed
to get the word out or something.
No, to like... to be out there first to kind of like...
galvanize the movement or something?
No, the opposite. To make it like not too out of control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what... I don't know. It's hard to tell because she cries a lot.
Oh, okay.
And she talks about God way too much for me.
Fair enough.
So she releases this 45-minute video going through how they, like... she's afraid for her life. She's had to move. That Jeffree Star actually co-owns Morphe, which is a makeup company that carries his brand in the store.
Okay. What's wrong with him co-owning the brand?
Oh, because he hasn't disclosed what he has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he does a lot of reviews on their products.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, he's a co-owner and all this stuff. And that, like, they coerced her and that Shane offered to, like, film her video and edit it and make the thumbnail and all this stuff, right?
Sure.
So an hour after it was released, Shane Dawson hops on Instagram Live and does an Instagram Live of him reacting to the video. So Shane Dawson, it is important to remember that at this point in his career, people think of him as, like, the dad of YouTube and that he just has everybody's best interest in mind, because this is how he's branded himself.
Sure.
That he has everyone's best interest in mind, that he's an empath, and he goes on in a fit of rage and just, like, calls her a liar, calls her manipulative. She starts talking about how she was sexually assaulted, and he was like, you're a lying bitch, and all this stuff, right? Not by him or anything, but like... So, when that goes live,
sure,
people are like, Shane Dawson...
What are you doing?
...is a pedophile.
What?
So people start looking up his old videos.
Right.
And bringing up stuff from his past. So all the blackface comes up again.
Yeah, the old...
accusations that he talked to... Tati... Sorry. I'm all over the place. In Tati's second video, or third video about this, she made a second one, but I'm not...
Sure.
It doesn't matter. So in this, like, video of Jeffrey and Shane made me do it...
Yeah.
She talks about how Jeffrey wanted James to get canceled because he was a rival for top beauty guru of YouTube.
Sure.
And that Shane wanted to drum up drama for the documentary that he released about them making the controversy palette so that he could reference it in the video. Which, in fairness, the trailer for the video heavily features Dramageddon and him reacting to it, but in the documentary series, it's almost completely absent from it.
Oh.
Yeah. I think because... I don't know why. Because they're all idiots.
Yeah.
They're all fucking idiots with too much money.
And time.
and time.
Yeah.
So, so people, like, they're accusing him of making the documentary as an infomercial for his palette, which
Right.
it kind of was.
Sure.
But I also respect that. I'm like, yeah, you should make content to sell your shit. That's how modern day marketing works, but whatever.
Yeah.
They accuse him of manipulating Tati.
Right.
So
into
that
making the video.
so that they can have a better trailer. And then they start looking at his old stuff.
And it's all bad.
And it's all bad.
Yeah.
So he makes a 20-minute apology video being like... being like, I know blackface is wrong and I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And then he also talks about some of the pedophile stuff, being like, the people that I made jokes about, it was like my cousin and my aunt thought it was funny or whatever, kind of brushing it off like that.
Right.
So then, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, God.
Will Smith's wife.
Yeah.
And what's the son's name? Willow? No, that's a girl.
I don't know. Young Smith.
Young Smith and Mom Smith
Yeah.
get on Twitter because there's a clip of Shane Dawson pretending to jerk off to a picture of Willow Smith.
Classy stuff.
When she was 11.
I was going to say, I assume when she was quite the child.
And they're like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a platform. This shit's not funny. This is my daughter. This is my sister kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then things get worse for Shane Dawson.
Sure.
Yeah. And so he's just off the internet now. That's where we're at with him.
Probably a smart play.
He's just taking a break.
Yeah, smart play.
So then while all that's happening, Jeffree Star releases a video.
Okay. 45 minutes?
No, it was like 12 minutes.
Oh.
Or 10 minutes.
Succinct.
It was just enough to get ads.
Just a video, is what you're saying. Okay, so it's not a big thing. Yeah.
And he does his video where he's like, I'm sorry that James had to go through that. Tati's a grown woman, and we didn't force her to do anything. And then he goes, Black Lives Matter, you shouldn't be thinking about this. And then he goes, there's new and exciting things coming out from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Keep your eyes open.
little mixed messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the video.
Okay.
And that's where we're at. But also...
But that was back in June.
That was back in June.
Okay.
Also, I should mention that Jeffree Star also, around the time of the second Tati video, went on to a podcast to talk about how he still has this voice memo from this person accusing James of sexual assault.
Weird.
Yeah, it's so weird and so dumb. But anyways, I just thought that the whole situation was so funny, and I had to tell you about it.
Well, yes.
So what do you think?
I think it's not shocking in an industry and community that involves so many personalities and so many products and so many things, and YouTube, right? Like, it's always weird, like, that YouTube, what it became, essentially, right? Like,
oh my god, it's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Remember Ask a Ninja?
Yeah.
I miss those days.
But, it's just like, it's great, don't get me wrong, as a publicly publishing type platform, but it's like people have learned to game the system in so many ways that, like you said, they make a 10-minute video just because it gets the AdSense, and it's all over the place or whatever. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with some good makeup tutorials. I'm sure, like you said, they do some great stuff. But then it's just like videos of personalities talking about their whatever. It's like, yeah,
I feel like the beauty community has morphed into, instead of being like beauty tutorials, it's more like either really praising a product or really dissing a product,
right?
Or a group of products.
Sure.
And then
I was gonna say that,
and promoting your own shit.
Well, in the last decade, let's say, like, the makeup has exploded with so many more brands and so many more personalities attached to brands and so many more things. So, like, obviously there's gonna be weird drama to come about, of course, right? Like,
and I think a lot of like the cosmetic industry is due to that popularity on YouTube.
Oh,
right?
Sure, for sure.
There's lots of YouTubers who get makeup brand deals now with like big companies, right? Like MAC and all that, right? So
so it's obviously not a bad thing for those people and for those industries. Great, but it's just crazy that, like you said, all this stuff that it's like maybe there's not as much, or there, like you said, the personality becomes really attached to it. So then it's like there's not like that vetting, or it's not like just like a mascot that was created. It's like, no, it's a person who has stuff going on. Good stuff, bad stuff, and weird stuff, right? It's like...
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think anybody in this situation is in the right?
Probably not, from what you've described to me. Because again, everybody's, there's probably some good stuff, bad stuff, and there's good decisions, there's bad decisions, but I think it's one of those things because it's the ability, and it's archived on the internet, like you said, all those stuff that the guy did in the past, his past videos, terrible jokes, blah, blah, blah. The smart guy probably should have taken it all down when he redid his thing or whatever, because he's like, okay, these aren't funny anymore. It's like when James Gunn, like when those tweets about his bad jokes that he made, 10 years ago, and he got fired from Disney briefly, brought back sort of, but people were like, that joke was bad, and he's like, yeah, it was a bad joke, I was trying something. Yeah. I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying we can dredge all that up now, right?
Oh, totally. Also, I should note that Shane Dawson has made like 5 apology videos.
Oh, really? Wow.
About the blackface.
Okay.
Because it does come up every few years, but he hasn't deleted it.
Yeah. You could just be like, okay, like he could have a thing where it's like if someone goes to find it and he's like, oh no, I removed them because the jokes were bad, or it's like it's insensitive, blah blah blah. They are no longer here anymore. Done. And then you have a video about it being like, I made them, yes, but I took them down. They're because no bueno. Yeah.
So that kind of happened with a different YouTuber. Okay. Are you familiar with Jenna Marbles?
I think I've heard the name.
Okay, so she used to do like sketch comedy.
Sure.
And then she morphed more into like vlogs about her life.
Sure.
Then she was actually, I enjoyed her a lot because she's around my age.
Right.
And she'd been on YouTube from the start.
From like way back, yeah.
Yeah, and so like when she got 20 million subscribers, she's like, I don't know what to do for this. I'm going to take a nap and you could watch me take a nap. Nice. And that was her video, right?
Sure.
So it's kind of like her videos became just daily life with her dogs, or like people would suggest stuff like make your hair into a Hot Wheel track, and she'd be like, yeah, let's try that. That sounds stupid.
Right.
But she, people were talking about some of her old videos because in one of them she was imitating Nicki Minaj, but it was also like the early 2000s, so she had a really bad spray tan, and it looked like she was doing blackface.
But she was just
she was just orange.
Right.
So she took them down, she made an apology video, and then she left YouTube.
Oh.
Like, she left YouTube, she left her podcast, everything. She's like, I am not equipped to...
this.
Yeah, she's like, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't my intention, and I feel terrible that people feel terrible watching my videos, and I'm just not equipped to do this anymore, and she left YouTube. Like, right before Shane Dawson did his 20-minute video about...
Right.
Yeah. So, so it's kind of, like, interesting, like, the different maturity levels and how people handle things.
Yeah.
She was, aside from those videos, she was pretty unproblematic.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, like, drama with her in the past 5 years was that she bought some fish and she had a tank that was too small.
Right.
So she made like a 40-minute video that was apologizing and explaining how to take care of your fish properly.
Sure.
So it's just interesting, like, the different maturity levels and reactions and entitlement, because you do get a little bit of a sense with, like, Shane Dawson in particular that he feels like he's entitled to not be
scrutinized in that way.
Scrutinized, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, again, like, I don't have that perspective. Like, we don't have millions of viewers and stuff like that.
That's true. I could see it fucking with your
That's what I'm
head,
saying, yeah.
too,
Like,
right?
it could get to your brain, and you're just like, dude, I'm this big guy. Like, YouTube can't handle without me. And it's like, I'm pretty sure YouTube would be fine without you.
Yeah, YouTube would be fine.
Yeah, but, I could definitely see that, changing your view about your channel and your content or whatever. But I think, like you just said, it's like, yeah, you could handle it just differently or a little better or whatever. Right?
Yeah, totally. Also, so the latest update on this.
But yeah, I was going to say, was there any fallout to these people with their branding deals then and stuff like that it's like, were they losing some of their content or some of their cosmetic product sponsors or something like that kind of thing?
So Shane Dawson doesn't really have any sponsors, but he just made a ton of money off the controversy pellet and the restock.
Yes.
And then he has this merch too, which is done through Jeffree Star's brand Killer Merch.
Right.
So I think he's fine financially. As far as I know, he didn't really have a lot of other sponsorships. He'd get occasional sponsors for his documentaries. Like, I know the Honey browser extension sponsored a few. Best Fiends.
Sure.
But he's not really putting out a documentary right now, so he's not really getting sponsors.
Fair enough.
Also, even if he did, I still feel like it would get a lot of views, even if it was, like, negative reaction. So I think he will be fine financially.
Yeah, I guess I just mean is like you said with this controversy, is it like people are like, we're done with these people, or people are like, eh.
Well, this is why it's interesting, because Shane Dawson is engaged to Rylan Adams, who is also a YouTuber, who has about 5 million-ish subs.
Sure. And
I feel like some of them are his subscribers, but I do think he got a boost when him and Shane got together.
Sure.
But he puts out about a video every week to 2 weeks kind of thing. And he this week put out a video where he redid their master bedroom. But it was filmed right before all the controversy happened. So Shane Dawson is in it, and the comments are interesting because I think they've blocked certain words.
Sure.
But, people are like, we should never see Shane again. Get him out of your video, right? And then other people are like, be nice to Ryland. It's just his fiance. Like, he can't help that he lives in the same house as Shane Dawson. So there's kind of like a mixed reaction right now. Jeffree Star just continues to put out videos, and he doesn't have sponsors in general.
Yeah,
because he has his own company.
Stuff, yeah.
However, he did put out a collection called Cremated, which didn't sell out. All of his other collections have sold out.
Yeah.
He said that it was because they couldn't advertise cremation because COVID was going on.
Sure,
and
it's also a weird time to put out a new palette.
Yeah, he said it was too insensitive to do advertisement.
Yeah.
For something called cremation when people are dying.
I was about to say, it seems like an odd choice of name.
I think it was because it was all...
It's probably done in 2019 and then it's released now, but still.
And it was pretty monochromatic. Like, it was all kind of like...
Ashy
colors.
Right.
Yeah. Also, the mini version of that palette, people are having problems with. It's like they haven't been pressed properly, so it's like breaking really easily and it's not blending properly and stuff. So they sent an email to everyone who bought the mini cremation, and they're making a new version and sending it to everybody who bought one. And you don't have to do anything. So I thought that was a good customer service thing. But I still think Jeffree Star's kind of problematic.
Okay.
Yeah. Tati released a beauty line around the same time that Shane and Jeffree released the controversy.
Right.
And I don't think it did as well as she thought it would. And she's not making as many videos. And she's posting weird stuff on Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's a little affected is what you're saying.
I think like...
Her psyche's a little affected by what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Charles is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. He just bought a $20 million house. He's okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it is interesting and weird because like obviously I look up different YouTube content and there are still...
Oh, yeah. I spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Sure.
I probably watch a lot of the same stuff you watch, but I also watch this other stuff as well, right?
But yeah, I am not one to get into their personality dramas, essentially.
That's fair. Like, it's not like Red Letter Media is having, like, beef with every frame of picture, right?
Exactly.
Like, Mike's not on there being like... They're a pedophile.
That seems like what a jump in accusations, but I guess if there's potential evidence, but it's just like, whoa, weird.
Yeah. I think everybody just accuses everyone of being a pedophile now. There's TikTok drama about pedophiles.
Fair enough.
And it's an issue.
Absolutely it is.
But also I don't want to say it's like, it's a little bit blurry when one of the people's 19 and one of the people like is 16, right? Like it's still...
It's weird.
It's not a good idea.
It's not a good look.
But it's... I feel like when we were that age, like when we were 16, it was not uncommon for kids my age to have boyfriends who were like in their 20s. But maybe that was a mission thing.
Yeah, maybe. No, it reminds me, I don't know if you've watched, this is a little tangential, but Caravan of Garbage, they do an episode on the Transformers, and I think which one is it, Transformers 4, where Mark Wahlberg's daughter is like underage and dating like a dude or whatever, and he's all like, got a card to be like, it's like the Romeo and Juliet statute where it's like, it can make it like legal or whatever kind of thing.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's so terrible. It's like, why is this in this Transformers movie? Why is she underage? Just make her of age.
Yeah.
Because the actress is of age anyway. And then it's also because he did some research. He's like, and it turns out that card, actually, that legal statute probably doesn't apply in this situation. So he's like, why is this even in the movie?
Yeah, just make her 18.
Yeah, exactly right.
Was Mark Wahlberg like, I can't have a daughter who's older than 16?
I don't even, who knows? But, so, as you said, that's gross and not a good thing. Yeah,
but also, like, Shane Dawson should know better than to, like, pretend to jerk off to a picture of an 11-year-old.
Yes.
He shouldn't go on podcasts saying that babies are sexy.
No, yeah, definitely.
He also, I don't know, you probably missed this as well.
I'm sure I did.
But in that nebulous drama time, a section of his old podcast came out where he talked about like jerking off onto his cat when he was 19. And so he had to release the most beautiful literature on Twitter since Shakespeare, where he said, I haven't fucked my cat. I've never fucked my cat.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet can be a strange place.
Yeah, but you also shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Sure.
Right?
And I think this is all fallout because, again, I'm old internet, because I'm old, and I was on the internet before the internet was a thing.
Yeah.
No one should put their name on the internet. This is the problem here.
Our names are on the internet.
Yeah, and it's a problem.
Okay, from now on, we're going by aliases.
Yeah, no, you never put your real name on the internet. Before Facebook, I remember the first social media type attempt, and my buddy's like, "Yeah, you sign up for this thing," and I was like, "I'm not putting my name on the internet. That's the dumbest thing on the planet."
Well, they did have Nexopia before Facebook.
No, this was something even before that too.
Oh,
I was like, I'm not putting my real name on the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
I avoid putting my real name on the internet as it is right now. If something's like asking for my name, I put like my initials at the most.
Yeah.
Unless it's like I need it because it's my bank or something stupid. I'm like, I'm not giving you my name. So yes. I don't know. So, like, again, the more the internet has changed into something totally different, YouTube as platforms has changed into something different, and like you said, it's buoyed these people in a good way, but also can reveal everything about them in a bad way.
Yeah. Also, you should probably just not do blackface.
Yes, that seems like a good lesson.
I mean,
that I thought we learned a long time ago.
It's not
after Mickey Mouse did it, and everyone was like, "Okay, that was bad. Let's not do that again."
It's not the 30s anymore.
Yeah, basically. Let's never do that.
His excuse is so good. He's like, I didn't know what blackface was. I'd heard the term, but I didn't know. Like, what? I know you had the internet. You were posting videos.
Yes. Like, Google wasn't as robust back then, but you could have found the answer. There was Yahoo. There was early Wikipedia.
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves could have told you.
Hey, Jeeves, is blackface bad? Yes. Cool.
Yeah, early internet still could have given you an answer.
Yeah, there were answers out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other drama we could talk about on it too.
It's pretty ridiculous, but I mean, I get it, but it's also everything happens so quickly. Like you said, it's like everyone can just dogpile immediately on somebody. Yeah. And then like person tries to do a reaction video. That's what I was saying. That's a mistake. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just you have to suffer through your week of shit. And then, research what they said, and then make a actual, this is what I want to say, video, better plan, in my opinion.
That's kind of what happened with that video game guy, Jared something. Did you follow that at all?
No. I don't follow, but as soon as someone's like, YouTube drama thing, I'm like, I don't care, I'm out.
Jared something. Mm-hmm. I wasn't super familiar, because it's not really a community I'm part of.
Yeah.
But his wife accused him of a bunch of things that included sending nudes to underage fans because they had a private message board or Discord or something. But he kind of posted a Twitter thing saying like, that's not the whole story, I'm sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he didn't post anything for like a long time. Oh. And then he came out with a 45-minute video that went through point by point. He kind of did a James Charles where he's like, this. But you can also find pictures of him dressed as Sailor Mercury if you really want to.
There you go. But again, if as you're one of these personalities, this is your livelihood, right? Yeah. Like, so it's like I could see that if it's like you're getting all this negative reaction and press and stuff like that you're like, I gotta do something. This is my livelihood, right? Whereas this is something we do for fun. So
totally.
It's not unfortunately our livelihood, right?
But I also don't think that either of us, well, we're not famous, but neither of us would be like, hey, fan who emailed us, do you want to exchange nudes? You're
most likely
teen,
not.
Right?
Yeah.
Winky face.
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. And if anybody emails us with nudes, we'll block you.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's all about consent.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. I think that there's I feel like a lot of these creators started when YouTube was new.
Yeah, of course.
And when they were
clearly they were younger or
teens
whatever.
or 20, right? And they developed differently because they were famous, like a child star kind of situation.
Sure. Well, and like I said, it was when people were making videos back in the day. They were just making videos for the fun of it. It wasn't their livelihood. It wasn't their thing, right? And that's great that it can be their thing, but
totally,
it definitely would affect how you want to manage your image and stuff.
Yeah, but I also think like it changes your perception, and when you're like in it, it doesn't seem that bad if you like solicit somebody for a nude, or if you like, you know, if a 15-year-old girl's like, I want my first kiss to be with you, or something like that, right? Yeah. Like, it doesn't, like, in the moment, it's like it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Sure.
And now, but like, as outsiders and adults, in your 30s, you look at it and you're like, fuck, that's super creepy.
Negative.
Don't do that, bro. Also, pardon me, 3 people in their 30s should not be ganging up on a 20-year-old.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't matter how shitty the 20-year-old is. There's a better way to handle it.
Right.
Anyways, end rant. I hope that wasn't too painful for you.
No, it was just as comical as I thought it was going to be. As in, it's ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more videos about trauma, you won't, because I don't think I can get Dan to do a sequel.
But maybe you could do one on your own.
Yeah, that's true. But it's more fun to watch your reaction.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they're not watching it, you are. But.
It's entertaining for me.
Yes.
You can find us on social media. We're at Tome of Uselessness. We have a website, tomeofuselessness.com. You can email us, tomeofuselessness@gmail.com. No nudes.
Yes, no
nudes.
But I do check the email.
But we do check. You can send us pictures of your pets, though.
Yeah, sure.
That I could get down with.
Yeah.
And I will show you pictures of my pets.
There you go.
Yeah. But that's it. That's it. Just wholesome pet content.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah.
Bye.